So hey guys, what's up, this is Sharon talking, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about the Onsen banner that has Ginny, Aisha, Claudia and Will. This was one of the most hyped banners so far. There is a reason for this, but because of the direction that Global is taking, we need to talk about if it's still worth summoning for Onsen Ginny and her place in the meta. Let's click here on the summon details and start with herself, because yeah, the first character we need to talk is Ginny. Let's open with her, then we go to Aisha. Ginny was a very hyped character because of the first skill called Autumn Breeze. This is a unique skill that is strong because of the coast. It has a very low BP coast, has a very good added effect, and changes the whole intelligence debuff game. Let's see the animation of this because, well, we always need to see the animation. Very nice animation attack. And like I said, it's D power instead of an A. We have 3 BP can be reduced to 2, so even if you want to use the other attacks from this version of Ginny, you can just slowly build up to use maybe Twin Strike. When you did a lot of debuffs already, you may want to do some damage, maybe, I don't know why, but there's also other attack that can be useful if you want to just do maybe overdrive damage. Okay, so Autumn Breeze is the selling point of this girl. The good thing is that all the intelligence debuff attacks uses a lot of BP. Skull Splitter, the most famous one that we have right now, and one of the only ones that we have actually, uses 9 BP on attack, and can only be reduced to 7, so you cannot even use it on turn 2, unless your character has Power Surge, but we don't have characters with Power Surge that can use Skull Splitter. There's also Brain Splitter for characters that use Spears, but that's the same cost. It starts with 9, can only be reduced to 7. So reducing the intelligence of a boss was always a problem. Then we got Acelus, and Acelus had the same intelligence debuff, but actually for AoE damage. She starts with 5 VP, she can reduce this to 4, and 4 is good because she also has uplifting. She keeps getting more BP, and she can cycle between every new turn another Mirage step in multiple targets. But usually when you need intelligence debuff, you need for only one boss, or maybe sometimes you need against 2 bosses, but that's very hard to find. Autumn Breeze is a single target attack that will help you in challenges where you have only one boss. And even if you consider Acelus, if you bring both Acelus and Onsen Ginny to a fight, they both help each other. You can even change the attack of one in a different turn to deal damage, but if you use both to just debuff the intelligence, if the boss only uses intelligence attacks, like magical attacks, elemental attacks, you will not need to do anything else. The boss will reduce the damage to 0. We can reduce the boss damage to 0 if you keep just inflicting more debuffs. With STR, it's not hard to do so because we have a lot of characters that are capable of using Submission or Flowing Slash. Submission is 6 BP, Flowing Slash is 5, you know, they are easy to cycle, but not intelligence debuff. And that's the whole reason why Autumn Breeze is one of the best attacks in the game ever, at least for challenges. So after Autumn Breeze, we still need to talk about Autumn Breeze when we reach the abilities from this version of Ginny. But before, let's talk about Twin Strike. Twin Strike is an attack that is very balanced. It's A power, 8 BP cost. Starting from here and out, you will always expect the second skill to be A, and 8 BP is good because you can reduce this to 6, and she will be able to use it sometimes when she does not need to use Autumn Breeze, or when she recovers 6 BP. And the last attack is Time and Tide, and well, this one is super interesting, since it has unconsciousnesses. This is an insta-kill attack with a low chance. She can land this in the enemies that are not resistant against unconsciousnesses. We'll be talking about her status in the end of the video, but Time and Tide at least has double S damage, and even if you do not use the unconsciousnesses part, double S damage is still super good on a character like Ginny. Remember, Ginny has a lot of styles. Some of the styles are more geared towards damage, just like Christmas Ginny, and even then you can inherit this attack into Christmas Ginny to make her better. Not that she stays relevant for too much time, but Christmas Ginny will also be used for turn 1 damage in the future. Because of inheritance. Guys, Ginny is a character that likes to just inherit different attacks from different styles to mix up things and make a version better because of inheritance. Well, now let's just give a look on her style details with abilities. And here is also another reason why she's so strong. Enervate 3 intelligence. When she attacks, she has a 25% chance of debuffing the intelligence of the enemy by 15%. That's the same value as Autumn Breeze when maxed. So on turn 1, this girl we have chances of debuffing intelligence of your enemy by up to 30%. That is if she manages to deal by skill and also by passive. This can reduce the incoming damage from your enemy right off the bat, making a challenge way easier. Hard Defense 3 will reduce the damage when she's on full HP. That's not so bad for challenges, since maybe the first attack from your enemy is the strongest one, but still, it's a very waste of a slot here in my opinion. The last one is fired up 4, so she gets 15% increase in damage. She's not the best one, like I said, Christmas Ginny is still the best for damage. So if you want just damage, you can inherit either Twin Strike or Time and Tide into your Christmas Ginny to make it better. That is if you have her. You know, the most important thing here is Anniversary 3, since it's not easy to find intelligence debuffers, and she has 2 packages here. And you will always use this version of Ginny if you want intelligence debuff. But even then, this version of Ginny already gives more by inheritance. Let's just give a look on the other styles that we have in the game for her. Right now, we have 4 different styles. We have a Ness, the Platinum one, the Christmas one, now Onsen Ginny. The next one is a Platinum version that also has something very interesting, that is Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher is not as cheap as Autumn Breeze, because it can only be reduced to 6, but this one is still good for cycling. So that only gives her more inheritance options, and also decreases the STR from an enemy. You know, this one can be useful for STR debuffing, but this is only for turn 1 and the beginning of round. But you can also use the Platinum one just to inherit Bone Crusher or Autumn Breeze, since this one here has a chance to debuff 2 different status. That is Agility and STR. So if you want to try to debuff 3 different status with this Ginny, you can. Because, well, you need Autumn Breeze with Onsen Ginny. You know, getting a lot of different styles with Ginny is super cool because it's a very intense investment. A character that can do a lot of different stuff. The last style can also do very good damage with the last skill. Let's check here. Mountain Split here attacks up to 5 times. Is one of the strongest attacks in the game, but it can only be used on turn 2. Well, the chances of getting this style soon are not high. I believe they will still hold up a little on the release of the next Ginny. So you will have this Onsen Ginny, the Platinum and the Christmas one, complementing themselves because of inheritance. And, well, because we already have Asylus for the intelligence debuff scenarios, she is usually okay and enough because she can keep cycling. But, like I said, using both together will mean that you will be handling a lot of content by yourself. 2 debuffers will be enough. And now let me give a grade to this version of Ginny. In my opinion, she's a 9.5 out of 10. That's the same grade I gave to Asylus. I still regard Ginny a little more because I believe that usually when you need an intelligence debuffer for challenges, Ginny will be better than Asylus. But remember, why not both? She only doesn't get a 10 out of 10 since her intelligence is not skyrockets like mages that are debuffers or some other debuffers that have higher intelligence, and because she lacks a little with her second passive. That's the whole reason why I cannot give her a 10 out of 10 grade. But she's still one of the best characters in the game. So far, I believe that everyone that gets her will be happy. The problem is just that she is coasting a lot. She only has Aisha together in her banner, and that's where we start talking about Aisha. Well, Aisha is very good and not so good in 2 regards. The first one is that she starts with Matter Dance, a very unique attack that has an E power, indirect attack, all enemies slash. So everything here is cool. It's not a direct attack, so we have no counters, all enemies, A power, okay, because most AoE damage with Sheep Coast are A, 5 BP, whoa, awesome. And you will also want to inherit this skill into future versions of Aisha, since this is the only one that's full AoE. The second one is Cut Timber, and it's an amazing attack that already has A power, 8 BP, it's critical against plant, very good, strong, like heaven on earth. And the last one is Mountain Springs. This one is for direct attack, single foe, slash plus heat. We don't have many heat sources right now, so she gets a little more use because of that. Also critical against plants, so she becomes a plant specialist, just like Alien as well. Usually, characters that uses axes deal more damage against plants. So, Mountain Springs will be very useful if you are needing a character for heat damage. Okay, you see that she has a very nice kit. All of her attacks are useful, balanced, strong, but she falls a little when you give a look on her passives. Well, the first passive is Breath of Life. This one is not bad actually. Recovers HP on the start of a fight, but she loses utility on the second one. Damage increases when she has full HP, and well, not so reliable. And the last skill is fired up 3 instead of fired up 4. I don't know why I didn't buff her. Well, we are already on the end of the year characters. They are like first year anniversary, and they are still using fired up 3. It seems like they did this on purpose, just to hold this version of Aisha. But it's an amazing version that could have a better increase in power, but as it is, it has a very good usage for future styles. Because of the skills, you can inherit either Matter Dance or Cut Timber or Mountain Springs. All of them are very good attacks. And well, now let me check all the different styles of Aisha. We are on the 4th one. This is the Onsen version. Later we'll get this one that is a platinum style, and it has higher damage. It also, like I said, can inherit skills from the Onsen version. Has a higher STR, has a higher agility, similar intelligence, higher endurance. Everything is better on the latest version of Aisha, and she's platinum, so it will be easier to get her. The problem is that she lacks an AoE attack, and that's the reason why we want to use this version. And because this future style is more about heat damage, you know, the first and the second skills are about heat damage. Inheriting a heat attack can also be good. And the last attack is a triple S damage that is also useful, because it can be used on turn 1, without even needing power charge. It's a very rare thing. Well, that's it. That's for Aisha. I believe that she can just be useful because of the AoE attack. You can use her with the same manner that we'll be using Acylus for content. AoE slash damage can be useful, especially on stages where we face enemies that are humans. Both together will just clear content faster. The problem is that she does not have all the good passives to further increase her value. For me, this version of Aisha is like 8 out of 10. A very good character for cycling, good attacks, but not so good passives. Unfortunately, she cannot stand against the giants of the game. And now let's just talk about the next character, that is Claudia. In this version of Claudia is an S style, but has some interesting attacks. The first one being Autumn Bow. That's a unique attack that hits a row of foes. You usually find row of foes in Robin Cup. It's a very good attack because it costs only 5 VP, can reduce it to 4. It deals more damage than Rapid Volley. That's an AoE attack for bow users. So if the enemies are aligned in a row, it's better to use this instead of Rapid Volley. And the next attack is Arrow Barrage. This attack here is not so strong actually, since it's only B power, 8 BP cost, but it deals critical damage against floating enemies. When it deals critical damage, it's just dealing the same damage as it would if it was an A power actually. But in her case, it's not so good to use with this style. You need this to inherit to a future style that we'll be talking about later. Okay, the last attack is Rain of Arrows, and Rain of Arrows is just pierce attack, C damage, just like Seismic Strike, Punishing Palm, all this stuff. It's good, but it's not better than Rapid Volley since it can be spammed. Okay, now let's just give a look on her passive. We start with Personal Discovery. When she lands a weak attack, she recovers on BP. It's a medium chance, so still not a guarantee. The second one is Fatal Blow 2. Critical damage increases by medium effect. So just to explain, Fatal Blow 2 increases 10% of the critical damage. So Arrow Barrage will deal 10% more damage, so it's still not a high increase for a single attack. Personal Discovery only increases 25% chances of getting a BP when she lands a weak attack. So both skills are very average, below average in my opinion. The last one being Weak Point Focus 2, that increases 10% of the damage at all times when hitting an enemy weaknesses. I don't believe that any of her passives are worth noting. She can reach 70% in Dexterity. That's awesome. I know it's not stronger than any of her Platinum or Premium styles, but it's a very high status nonetheless. This is Summer Claudia, and why I was talking about inheritance, that's because this version here has this passive called Super Deadly Blow that increases the critical damage by 50%. 50 is incredible, it's not 10%. and she can inherit all the different attacks from her versions to deal more damage to specific types of enemies. So because of this increase in critical damage, we can inherit any attack that has a special effect on critical damage against types like beast types. We can have flying types, frog with the Sidewinder, and the last one is exactly this one we were talking about, that is Arrow Barrage. So another interesting thing about this version of Claudia is that she has the highest cap for intelligence of all the different styles. The award Claudia that was released recently needs more intelligence to be able to inflict more status ailments. Her stereo rank is already incredible, and it can become even better if you have more intelligence, even more if you are using her in a magical shower formation. And right now in Global we have 0 penalty. In the Japanese version, the award Claudia had a 3 negative points in cap. This one has 5 positive points, so that means 5 more status to your award Claudia if you summon for this one and train using this one. You know, it's super valuable if you are thinking for the future. But besides that, that's the whole reasons why you want this version to be summoned. Okay, let's get back into the game, and I must say that this version of Claudia is interesting for inheritance. It's sad that it's an S style and not an A, because being an A would be easier to summon. And people that want to dedicate themselves into Claudia, you need to pull for this version. And for the last one, we have an A style of Will, Grandpa Will for the friends. He's not a character for damage or anything else. A styles are only for inheritance. He has Gong Ringer as an attack that will become even better in the future. If you miss it, the White Day Will, you may want Gong Ringer in his future Christmas style. This one can be increased to triple S damage in the future, because we will receive an upgrade to some skills. And Gong Ringer will become a very, very powerful attack. And I don't think there's any reason to discuss this will besides this. And well guys, let's get back into the banner. And now it comes to the important question: is it worth summoning for this banner? In my opinion, it depends from player to player. If you have Acelus, you can skip this banner just fine, especially because we will have a lot of different banners in December, and some may have higher value for you, because, well, they may give us some discount, especially on the global exclusive banner. I think that the global exclusive character will be strong, and will also come alongside popular characters with maybe free pulls, I don't know. So it's worth waiting a little just to see if we have a better banner. And also, if you don't have many gems, it's maybe of your interest to save for different roles. If you already have Acelus, maybe you need another debuffer or another status inflictor. Maybe getting the 2 of the best intelligence debuffer is not needed. Maybe it's too much, but well, at least we know that this is a very good character alongside another very good for inheritance. And now that we're talking about the banner, let's just give a very quick look to the event. There are some good things for farming, but the event is super easy in my opinion. I don't think it's worth mentioning. There's no challenge here. You can just farm the stages that have triple games. And here on the shop we can get this beard. We have this beard and he's actually very good. It's Brawl. I cannot compare him to premium styles, but he's useful for people that still don't have many martial artists. There's a equipment here is also very nice. Mountain Coral Hairpin, don't forget to get it. And we also have some pieces for past versions of Aisha. This one here was limited, so don't forget to claim this one. Maybe if you miss it, you can get this character created by pieces. Right now we can only get 30, maybe in the future we can get more, but don't forget to get this, okay? Besides that, there's no many good things to get in the shop. We have the Thanksgiving stamina, we have the red gems in the book number 1. The book number 1 is super important, and the platinum tickets. Don't forget to get this one. And I am totally maxed and I need to spend some. Okay, so this is my thoughts on this event and on the banner. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you still haven't, and if you want to support this little channel, you can do so by either using the Patreon, Coffee, or PayPal buttons here in the description of the video. We see each other on the next one. Bye.